There are many theories about the origin of the peacock. Some say it's a hybrid between an eagle and a rooster. Others claim it's a descendant of dinosaurs. But we all know that the peacock didn't come from some kind of weird Jurassic Park experiment. So, what really is the story behind these beautiful birds? Well, today let's find out in the life of peacock. Hi, and welcome to Animal Logic. In this series, we explore the unexpected ways that animals make a living in a world full of enemies, rivals, and limited resources. From hunting, gathering, and farming to hoarding, stealing, and even killing, there are lots of different strategies for getting the things you need to survive. And each animal has its own unique way of going about it. Today, we're going to look at how peacocks get their food. These birds belong to the pheasant family, which also includes chickens, turkeys, and partridges. But they weren't domesticated like our modern fowl. Instead, they evolved in the forests of Southeast Asia, where they still live today. This is one reason that people thought peacocks might be a hybrid between eagles and roosters. Eagles live in trees and have sharp beaks, just like falcons and hawks. Their eyes are also sharper than those of most other birds. And roosters are famous for their loud calls. Peacocks share all three of these traits. But instead of being fierce predators, peacocks are actually omnivores. They spend their days searching for food on the ground, where they prefer to stay hidden among the shrubs. Peacocks typically eat whatever is easiest to find. That means they will occasionally eat insects, but mostly they dine on fruits and other vegetation. However, their menu can change based on availability. During mating season, for instance, peacocks often gorge themselves on berries, which are full of antioxidants and nutrients that help them produce more testosterone. More testosterone means bigger, brighter feathers and more successful mating attempts. There's nothing like a good berry smoothie to get your blood pumping. This diet is pretty easy to pull off. In fact, peacocks can thrive in both wild habitats and human-dominated areas. This is another reason that they are sometimes found in such large flocks. Instead of competing with each other for food, peacocks often travel together to cover more ground and eat more food. Plus, when you forage in a group, it's easier to spot predators, which makes you safer. And if you're not safe, it helps to have friends who can mob a predator, confusing it and giving you time to escape. Being social is great, but it does have its drawbacks. Because peacocks live in groups, it can be hard to find a mate. That's why males have developed elaborate courtship displays in order to attract a partner. And yes, the peacock is technically the male of the species. The female is called a peahen. Males are generally larger and more brightly colored than females, but both sexes have distinctive dark blue or green iridescent feathers, which are made up of microscopic structures that reflect light. These structures also give hummingbirds their shiny colors. You can see them by looking at a hummingbird feather under a microscope. It's like they have tiny solar panels on their bodies that collect photons and bounce them back into the air. When it comes to attracting a mate, it's not just about the color of your feathers. It's also about the way that you wear them. Peacocks spread their tail feathers out into a large fan shape. Then they raise their head crest, puff out their chest, and shake their shoulders to show off their iridescent sides. Once they have all the right lighting, the males shimmer in a rainbow of colors. If the peahen is interested, she will approach the male and touch his head or neck with her bill. Then they will both bow down and mate. Peacocks usually mate during the morning or late afternoon, although it can happen at any hour of the day. After 30 to 40 days, the peahen lays 2 to 7 eggs and incubates them for 28 days. But raising a family doesn't always go smoothly. Peacocks often lose their chicks to predators. So, it's advantageous for them to have multiple mates. Males will guard a territory containing the nests of several peahens in their harem, chasing any males who enter the area. When there are no predators around, the peahens will take turns incubating the eggs while the male watches over them. He will also bring food to the nest and help feed the chicks once they hatch. Having so many parents to care for them gives the chicks a good chance of survival. As long as one adult is watching over them, the others can go out to forage. By sharing parenting duties, the adults ensure that someone is always around to protect the chicks. However, there is no guarantee that the male guarding the nest is actually the father of any of the chicks. Peacocks can practice polyandry, meaning that a single female can have multiple mates. Sometimes 2 or more males will guard the same nest, even cooperating to protect it from predators. Even if the peacocks don't know for sure who the father is, this system ensures that none of the chicks are left without a parent. And the chicks don't need to know who their father is anyway. Unlike humans, peacocks do not have a strong pair bond. Both males and females will mate with whoever is available and will often leave the nest once the eggs are laid. That means that chicks may grow up with a whole community of aunts, uncles, and cousins living nearby. Peacocks have been observed stealing food from one another, particularly when they are kept in captivity. However, they usually won't steal from their own relatives because the risk of getting caught is too high. Stealing food is especially likely when there isn't enough to go around. For example, in zoos, peacocks will steal food from each other if they haven't been fed yet. In some cases, a peacock will sneak into an enclosure where another peacock has recently been fed and then regurgitate some of the other bird's food back into its crop. They will also beg for food aggressively, fighting or beating other peacocks to get access to their food. In nature, peacocks typically don't need to steal food, since there is always more to be found somewhere else. But they will defend their meals from predators. Peacocks are surprisingly good parents, willing to put themselves on the line to protect their young. In some cases, a mother will distract a fox or a monitor lizard by running toward it with her wings spread out. She knows that the predator would rather catch an adult bird than a bunch of chicks. So she puts herself in harm's way to protect her children. Sometimes the peacocks will even chase the predator away. Most of the time, these mothers aren't risking their lives in vain. After all, they are very rarely eaten by predators. The peacock has thrived in a wide range of habitats because it has adapted to eating whatever is available. This flexibility has allowed it to become the largest member of the pheasant family. Peacocks are typically 4 feet long, including their tail feathers, and can weigh over 13 pounds. They are so big that they can eat corn from a farmer's hand right out of the cob. And while they are waiting for their meal to digest, they will happily preen and pose. In some cultures, peacocks are symbols of wealth and immortality. This may be because their flesh doesn't spoil quickly, which might have led early humans to think that eating peacock could grant them eternal life. Of course, that's not true, but having peacocks around could help keep your home pest-free. Peacocks kill rattlesnakes and have been known to hunt scorpions. This means that they can thrive in places where other birds simply couldn't survive. In some countries, peacocks are considered pests. While they don't mind eating insects, they can decimate fields of fruit or grain. To make matters worse, they are surprisingly difficult to scare away. This is another advantage of having sharp eyesight. They can spot danger from far away and have plenty of time to escape. Even if you scare them off, they will probably just return after you leave. No wonder farmers sometimes call them dirty birds. They have a reputation for defecating on patios, driveways, and sidewalks. So, whether you love them or hate them, peacocks are well adapted to their environments and have few natural predators. There is a reason that peacocks are found throughout Southeast Asia and can be seen roaming the grounds of palaces in Europe and America. They are stunning creatures who know how to fill their stomachs and make themselves look beautiful. If you enjoyed learning about the peacock, you can learn about another stunning bird by checking out our video on the Andean condor. Thanks for watching.